Hello, and thank you for joining us on the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast, brought to you by Parker Physio, aimed at helping you live an enjoyable, fit, and healthy life in and around our community. And now, introducing your host and author of Aging Smarter, Dr. Matt Parker.
Hello and welcome everyone to the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast. We have a fresh new episode here, and I'm actually honored because it's going to be a first time for the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast. I'm not interviewing one, but two guests today. My first guest is going to be Dr. Danielle. She has a beautiful last name, but I'm going to botch, but we're going to get to that in a second. But Dr. Danielle is a renowned expert in the field of neuroscience. She has spoken extensively in the USA, France, Spain, Portugal, the UK, Ghana, the Ivory Coast, and a bunch of other countries. She's currently the CEO of InnerOptimal Inc. here in Encinitas, and she's been helping people improve their brain power for over 35 years. And I'm also joined by Marie-Laure Wagner, who went to university in France in sociology. She spent nearly 20 years as a performance coach. She's been trained in neurofeedback. She's worked with astronauts and high-performance athletes. Ladies, how are you doing today?
We are doing
Hi.
great. Thank you.
Did I do okay? So I want to say, Dr. Danielle, how do you say your last name?
Chavalarias.
Oh my God, it's such a beautiful last name. And I told him before the show, there's no chance I'm going to be able to say that. But
No, there's not a problem.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. But ladies, I'm really excited to have you on today. So you guys do something different that I haven't had on in regards to guests. You guys do something neurofeedback, neuroscience. But before we get there, I want to start at the top. Tell me your guys' story. How did you get into this field? How did it all start?
Yes. I should say that I've been passionate for over 40 years in the power of the mind, the power of the brain. And that was what I was doing in my healing center in France. I had a healing center in the southwest of France, close to Toulouse. And that's what I help people with. I was coaching people at that level, but at the time you were giving exercises to people, you were helping them to master their thought. And it was more a belief. Now it's a science. Now we know that you can really master your thought and you can rewire your brain, which we didn't know at the time, okay? But we believe that you could change something. But neuroscience has never confirmed that. So today has been confirmed. That is the greatness of what we are doing. Think that we had the face and we could witness changes, but we did not have the scientific proof behind, which we have today. And so that's how I started. And then when I arrived to America, my daughter will arrive as well. She's my partner. Then we had a family problem. We had a family difficulty. And one of my grandchild was depressed, not listening at school. He was 6 at the time. And he needed something different from what I knew. And so it's how we started to investigate in neurofeedback. And we wanted something that would keep who he was, but would target the what needed to be improved so that the depression will go away and he could be focused in school as well and he could be performing well. That's how we found this advanced neurofeedback. We'll talk a little more about it after.
And Marie, I want to ask the same question. So
Yes.
She alluded to it a little bit, being the daughter, but tell me more about your side.
Yes, exactly. So I study human in space and the dynamic between the engineer and the scientist. And I was lucky to follow the first longest flight for French people.
Wow.
And during that experience, I was able to witness the preparation of the flight, and I discovered the first time my eyes was open into the ability of the brain to improve itself. If you stimulate your brain the right way, your brain have almost infinite capacity. It's all about how much dedication we give to this type of exercise and how much investment we do in ourselves regard to our brain potential. But that was an eye-opener and very interesting. And later on, as Dr. Danielle mentioned, when we needed to find something for my son, we were looking for something different than just going straight for medication. And we come across neurofeedback. And as all parents do, I did my homework. I look at the different type of neurofeedback in the market and why they were different and what that can bring to a child. And I first did it on myself. As a lot of parents do, we want to have really a deep understanding of what we offer to our kids. So I did it first on myself and witness more clarity of mind, more balance emotionally. I was starting a business, so I really need to be very focused and being able to switch between working at home, being a mom at home and working out during the day. So I needed a lot of flexibility. And I noticed the neurofeedback was bringing me all of that. And so I feel confident to offer these services to my son. And it was very interesting because I didn't know how to explain to my friend at the time. I was like, it's not like I don't want to tell them. It's like I don't know how to explain to them what's going on and what I am doing. So I start to have him doing the training. And my friend was coming to me and saying, oh, he looks so much better. He looks so much happier. I had a meeting with the teacher, and the teacher said, it's night and day. I can't believe I don't understand what you are doing. I don't know what you are doing really, but keep doing it because the results are fantastic. So that was really extremely motivating, and it was a great starter for us to say, okay, maybe we want to learn more and get educated, get trained, and offer that to our client as well. So it's how we started at the beginning.
Understood. So you were a guinea pig, essentially. You tried out for
Completely.
yourself before doing anything to the kids, right? Which is good. So I have a lot of respect there for you doing that. So, but tell me more about the neurofeedback, right? So it sounds like you just did this treatment and life was good. Like, I want to know more about it and more. A term that I just learned about recently, neuroplasticity. Tell me about that as well, and tell me about neurofeedback
the neuroplasticity is the ability for the brain to change itself, to transform itself, the ability to create new neural pathways, the ability to heal a pathway that have been damaged by life events, or not only events, it could be a concussion. Something physical, a car accident. And so, but the neuroplasticity is this ability for the brain to transform itself, to heal itself, to change itself, to reverse what needs to improve. And so that is something that we lose. So why do we need to enhance that? It's because with life, it could be either because after 35, we start to always do the same thing, and we are stuck in a certain pattern, and we lose a little flexibility more and more and more and more we age. Or it could be because we have a shock. We lose a loved one, or we lose our job, or we lose our house, or whatever, a shock that will make us, among other things in the brain, make us lose this plasticity. And so you need to help retrain the brain. So it's why it's considered as a training, because you retrain the brain, so the brain will regain this neuroplasticity and this power to heal itself.
Okay, so tell me more about the conditions, I guess, or the people that you treat or help with.
Yes, so we have people coming to us because they want to improve their situation with sleep. They might have different sleep issue. We have people coming because they have a mood issue, even depression, even clinical depression. We have people coming because they have been through trauma, they have lost a loved one, or they have been through a very hard time at work, which create a reaction in their brain as well as survival mode. Their brain switch in survival mode. And we also have a different group of people which are coming for peak performances. So they want more stamina, they want more clarity of mind, better focus, better memory. They want to be better at problem solving, more creative. And we are able to help them for that as well, because the brain balance and the way we stimulate our brain have a direct impact in the way we see the world and in the way we react to the world and to the event happening around us. Dr. Danielle was speaking about plasticity. Why we want plasticity It's because we want to be able to bounce back from whatever happened in our life. We can't control the difficulty or the stressors because they are out of our control, but we can be ready to face them with ease. If we have enough plasticity and resilience in our brain, we can handle them and move forward, and without any heavy consequence, in the sense of, if we don't handle well situation, we will have sleep issue, or we will feel obsessed about a problem, or we will feel like we are not able to find a solution, we are stuck in the situation. We will not maybe ask for help outside because we feel so desperate or helpless. So it's important to understand the brain is really the control tower of the whole system, and of the different system in our body.
Understood. So I'm going to apologize to both of you ladies right now, because I hear neurofeedback and it's like, do I come in and do I get patches attached to my head and then like I'm like quietly electrocuted? Like what is that? What does the treatment process look like? Like what right?
First of all, it does not hurt.
Okay. Well,
that's what my grandchild was saying when he was 6. I will tell your client it does not hurt.
You're not going to zap me or for saying something wrong. Okay, so tell me what the process looks like. So I come in and
so when you come in, first we make a full evaluation, and that is where Marie-Laure is very talented and helped me with this first part. So we make a full evaluation with biofeedback that is called quantum potential measurement, and so it's based on quantum physics. And you have very incredible detailed results on the report that she gives me. Would you like to?
Yes, correct. We're able to evaluate what part of the brain you stimulate the most. So I think what's very important to explain is we are not a clinical facility. We are a training center. We are a peak performance training center. So we are using tools to evaluate where the person is at. And after, we are proposing a program adapted to their need and their goal, based on what we witness. So this measurement helps us to understand in detail what type of stress the person is experiencing and how the person is responding to stress. If the person has anxiety, what type of anxiety, what is their level of motivation, and what part of the brain they stimulate the most. Because we have many ways to look at the brain. You have many ways to understand the brain function. And one of the models we are using look at the limbic system, the survival brain, and the neocortical part of the brain. That it's one of the first assessments we do, which again have a direct impact in the quality of the life of the person. If you have for example, if you are very moody, you might want to look at your limbic system. Maybe it's a little bit out of balance. If you feel really stuck in your habits, and if you feel like you are never comfortable with change in your schedule, or never comfortable when someone proposes to you something very new, you might want to look at your survival brain, which might be too active, and you might want to look at your neocortical, which might be not active enough. So I think by understanding how the brain works, we really can understand why we react a certain way in life, and why today we react a certain way, which might be different than when we were 20 or when we were 60, because true life experience shape the way our brain is responding. And it's important to help our brain to stay balanced, because it also helps with our response of healing, our capacity to stay healthy.
Okay. And how are you measuring this? Like via, like what technology are you using?
So we are using this technology called quantum potential measurement. And you just have to put your feet and your hands on the copper plate and to a sensor here. And that is a biofeedback. And then we do a second type of measurement with the neurofeedback, the advanced neurofeedback. And that level, it's more the assessment of the electrical part of the brain. Okay, so where we look at the brain waves, and then we see again, neuroscientists have discovered they have mapped the brain, and they have mapped the brain waves, and we know exactly corresponding to where it's the brain is stuck, what the problem is, and what is the origin of the problem. You
Okay.
see? So that's we do these two different type of assessment when a person comes for the first time. And what I wanted to say that if you come for the first time, we will give you a special discount. You just have to say you come from the podcast, and we will give you a special discount for this first appointment.
Wonderful. I appreciate that for our listeners. So you come in, we get measured. Treatment wise, time. What are we looking at?
It
here?
will be the first time. It will be 90 minutes.
Okay.
90 minutes where you will have the full assessment, and from there we'll know exactly, between Marie-Laure knowledge and my knowledge, we'll know exactly where you are at, what program we need to put you on, and how many weeks it will last.
Wonderful.
And then you will know everything, price-wise as well.
Perfect. And I'm curious on, because you ladies are so well informed with the brain, what are the common mistakes you see in, like, maybe the media, or common mistakes you see people when it comes to brain health specifically?
I would give you two. The first one is that to suffer for years, needlessly, without asking for help. And I think that is the first mistake we make. We think that it's normal. Oh, I am more than 55. I am starting to lose my memory. It's the same for everyone. Or I am that age, and I have trauma. I don't sleep well. It's normal. Everyone will do the same. No, it's not normal, and that can change. That's the first thing. And the second thing that I witness all the time is that, and particularly today, the brain becomes more and more the fashion. Mm-hmm. It was not the same 13 years ago when we started our center, but it started to be like that now. And so you have a lot of apps on internet that you can have, and these apps are good but not enough, because each brain is unique, each life is unique. We don't have all the same story, and so we really need something that is tailored, that is geared to your own brain's need, and not the one of your neighbor. So that is the second mistake that a lot of people do. Would you give one?
Yes, and I think things are changing with the public because we have more and more information about the brain. People can find magazines when they go to stores, grocery stores, and with articles about the brain. And I think it's a good thing because people are starting to realize prevention can make a big difference. And as we know nowadays, going to the gym and doing physical activities is extremely important for health. We are also being more and more aware of the importance of the brain balance for emotional and mental balance. So for our productivity at work as well. So I think that it's an important shift and an important knowledge to have, and a consciousness to have about, yes, we can prevent and we can die being full with full memory capacity, with good concentration capacity, and making good decisions. We have tendency to think, okay, more we are getting older, worse it will be, and oh my gosh, who knows in which shape I will die. But we can be fully alert and cognitively very performing with high performance capacity.
Yeah, it's what our clients tell us. I am now able to do again things I was not able to do anymore, like following games on TV that they could not perform anymore, and they could do it again, a lot of things. So it could be at work, or it could be even for fun. So I think it's performing better and feeling better, be happier. That's very important, and that is something. For whatever reason, clients come to us, they all say they find inner peace. They find a more stable, more happiness, this inner peace. They feel calm inside. So it's really very rewarding for us because it's really helping people.
That is incredible.
Yep.
Incredible.
Yep.
So we talked about things kind of to avoid, because there's a lot of, seems like information but not a lot of knowledge, right? So and I'm curious, any take-home advice for the listeners in right now, something they can do at home maybe to
about the brain.
Yes.
Do you want to give some?
Sure. So first we need to look at diet and movement. As we said, sport is definitively important, not only for the body but for the brain, and a lot of scientific research have been done on the subject. Everybody speak about meditation, and they are right to speak about it, because that's also a very good way to help the parasympathetic to relax.
Good.
And it's a good exercise, a good practice to help the brain to stay young. But as we know, in diet, we need to be aware of what we eat for our brain as well. So we need to make sure we have enough good fat. Good quality fat, you don't put that in kilos, but you help to fuel your brain, and the brain need to be to receive the proper nutrition. So good fat. Everybody is obsessed about proteins, so we don't need to mention that. But minerals, enough minerals in the diet. That's why we need vegetables in the diet. But also really challenge yourself. Don't stay in the same routine. Read books you are not used to read. For example, if you like to read novel, once in a while, pick up a book on history or pick up a book in science to challenge yourself.
Okay. That is extremely important.
Yes. And it's an election coming up, and many people try to avoid the subject with their friend, and it's the opposite. You need to challenge yourself by speaking about difficult subject with your friend and family and co-worker, because that obliges your brain to reach different area to force themselves to present the argument, and it's an excellent exercise for the brain. It's very challenging for the brain, especially in this subject like religion or politics, where people
there is a lot of emotions.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. That's wonderful.
So you can take the election time as a good anti-aging for your brain.
Okay, so I'm going to be forced to read about politics now, ladies. So I appreciate that. So
I'll talk with people, particularly those that you know that don't come from the same angle than you. Look at whatever spectrum on the spectrum wherever you are, choose the opposite one, and talk to them. So as well, everything that will challenge the brain. When you go, don't always go to the same shop. Don't always take the same road when you go home. If you ride, oblige yourself to be in a situation that you don't have the habit of being to.
Okay.
And that is something that we need to work against our habits here in America, because you go in a shop, they are the same everywhere. The same type of shop. I won't give any name, but
that's good.
And so it's important to do something different. Cross the border. It's not very far from here, and see how people live, and talk to them, and challenge yourself. I mean, that's what I would. That's
I
what I
love
would
that
say.
advice. Wonderful advice. So, ladies, I appreciate you having you on. Where can people find about you guys, InnerOptimal? Where do they go?
Okay, so either they type InnerOptimal.com or they type myoptimalbrain.com. So myoptimalbrain.com. It's our website, and from there they can book a complimentary appointment with me. So if they want to go over their goals and see if we could be a good fit for them, so that's a good way. It's complimentary, it's free, it's 15 minutes, with me. So that's and then we can go from there.
Good. So myoptimalbrain.com, and I'm going to have all the social channels on the website and in the show notes. So be sure you're on the lookout for that, listeners. And then, last but not least, it's the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast. I want to ask you, ladies, the same questions I ask everyone in regards to your favorite activity when you're not at work. What are you doing in San Diego?
Hiking.
Hiking.
Yeah, I was going to say the same thing.
You gotta say something different, Dr.
Hiking.
Danielle. She said she took hiking, so.
But I take hiking too. But I love to do art painting in my backyard.
Oh, okay. What kind of art do you paint?
And another thing I do, and that she might not need it. She's much younger, but I do dancing. I go to dance.
What kind of dance?
Ballroom dance.
Okay.
But they do all kind of dance. Swing, West Coast swing,
Waltz,
East Coast
and
swing.
all that.
I mean, I love to do that. And of course, I do my fitness regularly.
Good, of course.
I have a personal trainer for sure. I do all these kind of things. I think it's important. I mean, I won't tell my age, but I am her mom, so I'm not 50 for sure. Okay. More older you get, me I get younger, so I have no problem. Yeah. But it's important to exercise, to eat right, to be positive, to challenge yourself with young people that won't think the same way as you do. All these kind of things.
So wonderful. And then my last question is your favorite restaurant, hidden gem, one that people may not know about.
Well, I think we will have the same one. We love
Yeah.
Good Anya on the 101.
Okay.
We love
Good on you on the 101.
Yeah,
Okay.
we really do. Fresh local food, organic. We really love it.
Yeah, and we love healthy living on.
That's true. It's close to our
On
office,
El
and we love
Camino
it
Real.
as well. Healthy living creation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dr. Danielle, Marie Wagner, thank you so much for being on here.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting us. It was great.
Have a great day. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast brought to you by Parker Physio. If your pain is preventing you from staying healthy and active, and you'd like to avoid surgery, painkillers, or just want to get back to doing the things you love in and around San Diego, we offer both a free ebook and free over-the-phone consultation to help you figure out the root cause of your pain and the next best steps for resolving it. Find our ebooks online at parkerphysio.com/health-tips. There you'll find ebooks for topics such as low back pain, sciatica, shoulder pain, knee pain, and neck pain. These quick-to-read reports will provide you with expert tips, tricks, and exercises to help solve your pain from the comfort of your own home. Just visit parkerphysio.com/health-tips to download your ebook and have it delivered directly to your inbox. We also offer free, no-obligation telephone consultations with a doctor of physical therapy to residents of San Diego. Just call us at 858-900-3361 or visit us at parkerphysio.com and click the Talk to a PT on the phone button. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you next time on the Stay Healthy San Diego podcast.